I think it's finally time that I made my decision. I am on Team Tank. And this is so difficult for me to say, because this whole season we saw the Pettersson surge, we saw the team charge into the playoffs, we were like at the top of the West for a few minutes, something weird like that, and everything has just gone so differently over the past few months that now I'm finally starting to take a step back and say, okay, that's enough fun and games. I think I'm kind of back on Team Tank. And that's not disrespecting anybody who's on Team Playoffs. Clay, the good-looking Canucks Positivity Club, which I sort of like to say I'm a part of, but I don't really know if I can because I'm not necessarily the most positive all the time. I know people want playoffs, and that's fine. We're close to the playoffs. We are literally in the playoff race. But this team is not a playoff team. And I don't think that at any time of the season I definitively thought that we were a playoff team. I thought that the Vancouver Canucks going into the playoffs, if they did make the playoffs, would be a team that has nothing to lose and would just go all out and try things and do things and maybe win a few games here and there, but it would be a team that makes an impact. And now, I don't necessarily see that, like, at all. This team just can't score goals. This team cannot do anything on the power play. This team, whenever they get faced with a pretty alright goaltending performance, they don't have the capabilities of pushing forward. And I know you could say, yes, well, that's just a slump. We're in a slump right now. But teams that have slumps still find ways to get the fans saying, okay, they kind of deserved it this time. They kind of deserve to get a goal here and there. And when I watch the Canucks power play, I look at that and I say, well, there's a reason we haven't gotten more than 2 goals in all of 2019. This power play is so stale. Newell Brown and his process is just so not working at the moment. Power play 2 basically is worthless. And I'm not exaggerating here. Power Play 2 switches up its members every other game here, and aside from the obvious talent differences, because you're gonna have Pettersson and Besser, 2 extraordinarily talented guys on Power Play 1 who are not on Power Play 2, they play exactly the same, and you don't necessarily see the differences. Speaking about Pettersson and Besser, Pettersson is always in a position where 2 guys are on him now. He's not free to do whatever he wants like he was in October. Speaking about Besser, he's not necessarily the same guy anymore. I don't see last year's Besser in our Besser today. Besser now tries to do so much by himself. He doesn't necessarily find the best passing lanes, and he's always trying to force a shot off from far out. It always either goes wide or it gets blocked. Besser is not as effective this year just by watching him. And I know you could say, yeah, but he's on the same goal pace as he was last year. Well, he's playing with Pettersson. And to me, I think this is a good thing. It's a great thing that Besser can look this ineffective and still be as productive as he is. That just means that when Besser gets better and when he starts becoming like last year's Besser, he's gonna get way more goals, he's gonna get way more points, but that time is not now. I think Besser needs an off-season where he's fully healthy, he's able to completely rejuvenate his body, get things back up to form, because I think anybody watching this season and last season can kind of see that Besser now is not the same as Besser last year, and that's okay, because he's still as productive and he's still getting as many points. It's just that in the Canucks' current slump where they can't score any goals, I don't think he's going to be getting points in that manner. But aside from these 2, the Vancouver Canucks really just don't have it. They don't have it. What it is needed to make the playoffs and actually last. Because Jacob Markstrom, he's good. Pettersson, we know the talent of Pettersson, but he's getting shut down, and all of his teammates aren't necessarily up there to speed with him. The power play just cannot do anything. Newell Brown's processes just involve the team in the 1-3-1, not moving around, not passing it effectively. It's so frustrating to watch, and looking at this last night especially, that's when I made my decision that I was like, okay, I think I'm on Team Tank now. I'd be good with waiting it out getting ourselves Quinn Hughes at the middle of March. We'll see if he's able to actually do what I described him to be able to do in my Quinn Hughes fixing the power play video. But if the system remains the way it is, then he's not going to be able to do anything. And I'd be liking to see Quinn Hughes. If he does come over here, I want to see his impact. But at the same time, I'd also really like to have Jack Hughes. And us not making the playoffs gives us a chance at that. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want a good draft pick this year. I think everybody says that the team was not supposed to be this good this year. And let's face it, if this was any other year, the Canucks would be nowhere near the playoffs. Let's just establish that. This is an anomaly. This is a one-and-done deal. This is not going to happen again. And the Vancouver Canucks being close to the playoffs is just a matter of circumstance. It's just a matter of the rest of the Western Conference not really being that good. And this wouldn't be happening if we had a normal NHL year. But we kind of don't. And this draft is looking pretty good. I want a high one. I want a high pick this year. Because this team on the ice has shown me that it's not ready. It's not ready to do anything in the postseason. And maybe we have a big summer, we get free agents, we trade some guys, we get guys in. Maybe next year we're right in there. And we're contenders for being in the top spot of the Pacific going into the playoffs. Who knows? But this season, no, dude. No. Hope you guys enjoyed this video here, plus and that's /9 gaming. And bye.